is the Dr. Pepper Coca-Cola Friday Night Rivals.
Teams back in region play here tonight, and 6A Region 1. This game going to determine a long way in who is going to make the playoffs. Both teams come in with a 2-1 record in the playoffs. Gulf Shores 2-3 on the year. St. Paul's 4-1 for our matchup here tonight at E.E. Delaney Stadium. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, my partner Dan Brennan. And Dan, looking at those records, 2-3, 4-1. Gulf Shores has had a much tougher road to get here tonight.
Yeah, in fact, Gulf Shores, the teams they've played have won over 20 games this year, whereas almost the reverse of that. St. Paul's, the teams that they've played on their schedule this year have been below 500 a good bit. But I think they're both, equal footing. I think this is going to be a close game tonight.
Yeah, both teams 2-1 in the region. I think that speaks a lot to that. St. Paul's is young. Gulf Shores is young. St. Paul's is young at quarterback, but boy, they're getting some great play from the young QB to start the year.
Hayden Fincher is just a sophomore, but he's got good size on him. Make all the throws. 14 touchdowns on the year, just one pick. So he's done a real good job protecting the football. I think we're going to see a team that's more apt to run it than throw it, but if they need to throw it, he gives them pretty good balance.
Yeah, Gulf Shores defense has been salty. See what I did there? Been salty. They've been salty so far this year. And it's a young man we've been talking about since back in 2023 when they won the state championship. He's been there and he continues to be there.
Really good player. He's going to head to Army, become a Black Knight for West Point. His name is Landon Everett, and he's just a really solid high school football player, maybe even better than solid.
Yep.
He's somebody that's starting to draw some praise from even bigger schools, but right now it looks like he's going to settle on Army.
Yeah, how about last year when they moved up to 6A? He averaged 18 tackles a game. Like he's just a force there. So big one tonight here, 6A Region 1. The Saints and the Dolphins will kick it off coming up right after this from Mobile.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Dr. Pepper with the Coca-Cola Red Zone, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Join Team Sheriff today. And Greer's Markets. Greer's got it. We guarantee it.
Ready to get this one kicked off here tonight in Mobile. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, E.E. Delaney Stadium. Gulf Shores, the Dolphins making the trip up from the beach to take on the St. Paul Saints. The Gulf Shores Dolphins will kick off. Taylor Barkley will send it back toward Luke Terry and Anthony Frazier deep for the Saints. Both teams 2-1 in region play. And we'll talk more about how these teams got here. And a high kick, and Frazier will take it at about the 7. Frazier stopped at the 14-yard line. Good pursuit down the field. Nick Hampton, who's going to Troy, made the stop. And we'll see the St. Paul's offense come out here. Hayden Fincher, Dan talked about him to open up the show, the sophomore quarterback. 14 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Really throwing the ball well. He's got Ty Sellers. He's a freshman back there who's got almost 500 yards on the year, 5 TDs. Parker, a freshman on the outside. Boatler and Anthony Frazier out wide, and the tight end Carson Stevens. They like to get it to him, and they pitch it back to Frazier, who's been the running back on this team the past couple of years. Now they move him out to wide receiver, and he'll pick up a handful here on first down as our starting lineup brought to you by Greer's. There we saw for the St. Paul Saints. And now we take a look at the defense for Gulf Shores, and they're playing really, really solid. Duncan Irvin, he's a sophomore, and he'll really be hard to handle up there. Melton, Sherman, Everett, Stefik, and Stevens, who Everett had talked about. Frazier trying to get to the outside. He'll get across the 20, maybe back to about the line of scrimmage. Sermon also a linebacker there, and then Malone, Williamson, Todd, and Prince.
Somebody broke the line of scrimmage, and Frazier was able to break the tackle. He'd have lost 3 or 4, so nice job by Frazier. 3rd and short.
Yeah, bring up 3rd and 3 here for the Saints. Frazier, again, really great running back for this team the past couple of years. They move him to wide out with Sellers, the freshman, back there now at running back behind Fincher. Fincher looks the part, 6'2", 192 pounds. Again, just a sophomore, but he can, Hamp Barnett told us before the game, he can make every throw.
Yep.
And now we get a whistle before the snap, and Gulf Shores, nope, it's going to be St. Paul's takes a timeout.
You know, you're putting your fortunes in a sophomore quarterback and a freshman running back. It's pretty unusual at the 6A level.
And a freshman and a sophomore starting wideouts.
Yep.
As well. And start 3 sophomores and a freshman on that offensive line, too. So we'll take a timeout, come back here early on scoreless between the Dolphins and the Saints on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals Smile Cam is sponsored by McMurphy Orthodontics. Will make you want to smile.
So early on here in this one, and St. Paul's takes that timeout on that 3rd down, right before that 3rd down play. Didn't like something pre-snap there, and I think it also shows just how important they're feeling each possession is going to be. It's good. Expect this to be a tight game the whole night.
That's a good point. And we'll have to get into who the defensive coordinator is for Gulf Shores because his resume will blow your mind if you're not aware of it.
So 3rd and 3 for the Saints. Fincher looking to throw and going to be knocked down as pressure was coming. Some misdirection, and the defense stymies the Saints on their first drive here. And Brian Van Gorder's been doing that at every level for a long time, right?
Brian Van Gorder, who was defensive coordinator under Mark Richt at Georgia. Then he was defensive coordinator at Notre Dame. Also some stints in the NFL too, right?
Yeah, was DC at Auburn too, and then with the Atlanta Falcons and with the New York Jets. So and moved down to the beach, and now he's bringing his mad scientist ways down here to Orange Beach.
Yep, and they're good.
Parker Davis to punt, and a high kick that Elijah Malone will just let roll out of bounds, and it'll be good field position for Gulf Shores. They're going to get it about the 45. Mark Hudspeth, the head coach there, he also has got a great college resume as well. Of course, head coach at Louisiana Lafayette and Austin Peay, North Alabama, and having a lot of fun down here at the beach. Won the state championship back in 2023 in 5A, and they bumped up to 6A after that, 38-15, and has stayed out there at the beach, and he has built quite a program pretty much from scratch down at the beach.
Yep, and they played tough schedule to start, but that's the way he likes to do it.
Judd Harris, his junior quarterback, pulls it down. He's going to try to get to the outside, and he'll pick up about 5 on first down up near midfield.
Harris, good little gamer.
Look at the starting lineup. Harris, and you got Ferguson, Carter Davis, who's going. He's got offers all over the SEC on the outside. Kirksey's actually going to be out tonight. Hampton is the other big receiver who's going to Troy. Malone, they'll get the ball to him as well. Ferguson, they like to get it in his hands, and now Harris will roll out and slings this one into double coverage, but it's broken up as hustling over there was Ross Delaney, returning starter on this defense for the Saints.
Boy,
and they're trying to get it to Elijah Malone.
it's a big, good-looking safety right there in Delaney.
Yep, already got an interception.
Comes from good stock, you
on
tell
the
me,
year.
huh?
Yep. Marston, Dotson, and Kroom up front, and of course, you got Tank Jones. We'll talk all about him here tonight. The linebacker there, Abrams, 3-year starter at nickel. Ladner, Luke Terry. And they start a freshman and a sophomore. Sims Brown at safety, a sophomore. Kingston Abrams, a freshman. You got Wiggum and Delaney back there. And fired on third down, able to get that one complete. And got it out to Nick Hampton, his 9th catch of the year. Hampton 6'2", 220. They'll get the ball to his hands as a running back some too. But now with Kirksey out tonight, they will get it to him. And it's a Roof Doctors first down for Gulf Shores.
Remember Hampton last year? Good hands, big kid.
Yep, 6'2", 220. They'll drop him back on defense sometimes as well. Now they'll put him at the Wildcat. And he's going to keep it. And he'll just plow forward. And he'll get a handful on first down. And already starting to see some of the multi-dimensional stuff that you've kind of seen out of this Gulf Shores team since Coach Hudspeth's been down there.
They've also put some players into the ACC and the SEC.
Yep.
He's a great running back last year.
Ronnie Royal.
Ronnie Royal's at
there.
NC State now.
Yep.
Colin was the running back a year ago.
Yep. Second down. Harris looking to the near side and just left it a bit shorter. He would have had that when they're trying to get it to the junior Dayton Duke, who's got 6 catches on the year.
Must have been a real wheel route. He just got lost altogether. Now, the first pass was simply underthrown, and that could have been a touchdown. That one also could have either been a touchdown or something close to it.
Yep.
And again, Harris is off.
So third down and 7. Coming up here for the Dolphins, keep your eye on number 1 for the Saints defensively. Tank Jones, they'll move him all around. Been starting since maybe 8th grade, maybe? He was playing in 8th grade, starting as a freshman for sure. Yeah. Going to Oregon. We'll talk more about that here in a moment. Inside give, able to give this one up. And this is Ferguson, and Ferguson going to get it up to the 25-yard line on another Roof Doctors first down. Good pickup off the left side for the junior Ferguson.
Brereton and Casey on that left side, they just collapsed St. Paul's down.
Yeah.
And it was a boulevard for Ferguson.
Yeah, Terry maybe over pursued a little bit there, and then a quick step by Ferguson, and the Dolphins are on the move at the 25. Harris out of the backfield, able to get this one off to Carter Davis, and Davis makes a move, and he's down inside the 10. And another Roof Doctors first down, 12th catch of the year.
A great straight line speed by Davis. You got a great athlete like that, you just want him to touch it some way, and they do.
Now dropped. Trying to come to Evan McCrary, and the sophomore dropped that one. Davis, we were just talking about Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Missouri, all after him as the Dolphins are in the Coca-Cola red zone here on 2nd and goal. Coming up, an impressive drive that started at their own 45.
Viewing Davis as a player on the defense, by the way, wasn't likely a cornerback.
Now Price Stevens one of the really good linebackers. They move him over to the offensive side of the ball and put him in the backfield. And they'll give it to Stevens, and Stevens, there's Tank Jones in there, the first one to wrap him up and pull him down. Jones with his third tackle for a loss on the year, going to Oregon, 6'4", 254. He is everything, all-state last year, finalist for lineman of the year. And he's got somebody watching him here who has been put the big press on him, right, Dan Brennan?
No kidding, yeah. Dan Lanning, from the Oregon Ducks. How easy is it to get from Eugene to Mobile?
With a private jet, it is easier.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. And the give, trying to get it off again, and Bryce Stevens shut down once again. And St. Paul's defense comes up with a big stop there. They're going to force a field goal. Yeah, we talked to him down on the field before the game. It's just like, yeah, it's hard to get here from Eugene, Oregon. Like, you know, even if on a private jet, it's still a long way.
Yeah,
you still got to fly a long way.
It's a long, long way, and that's how much they want to take care of Tank.
32-yard attempt here for Taylor Barkley. He's 1 for 2 on the year. And Barkley's got that one. So St. Paul's got to feel good about keeping him out of the end zone there on a 1st and goal situation. But Mark Hudspeth and the Dolphins got to feel good about
getting something.
Yeah, taking that drive from the 45 and coming away with 3 points on the opening drive. And the Dolphins on top of St. Paul's 3-0 here on Friday Night Rivals from Mobile.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Andrews Diesel and Automotive, proud sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile. And Roof Doctors. Got a sick roof? Call the doctor. Roof Doctors.
Good opening start to this one for Gulf Shores. They get the 3 and out to open the game, and then they're able to get their kicker. Taylor Barkley got that 32-yard field goal, and they're on top 3-0.
Had a short field, too. Started around a 45-yard line at their own 45.
And so Barkley will kick off again. Terry and Frazier back deep for the Saints. Again, Gulf Shores comes in 2-3 on the year, but the 3 teams they lost to open up the season, all undefeated at this point. Frazier take it at the 3. Frazier has a little gap up the right side, and Frazier now across midfield, and he trips. Oh, at the 42. It looked like he was gone.
Was that the old turf monster?
It sure looked like it.
Wow.
Wow. Let's watch here on the replay. Anthony Frazier, I think he's thinking he's gone.
Oh, wow. He had the kicker. The only player in front of him was the kicker, and he was trying to figure out how to dance around him.
Oh.
He might have overthought it a little bit.
But good field position out to the 42.
Well blocked by St. Paul's.
Hamp Barnett handles the special teams. That's the head coach.
Tip of the cap to him.
Give it right back to Frazier, and he'll bang that one ahead for 7 on first down.
I don't know if they can do this, Jim, but I think it's what they would like to do. Is really, you know, they want to be balanced, but at the same time, they want to establish that run game. That'd be the meat and potatoes of what they do offensively.
So they actually pick up 8 there on first down. Right back to him on a little end around, and he's going to have the Roof Doctors first down before he's forced out of bounds there.
Great job, Andrew Robinson, sealing off the right side, and Frazier gets to the boundary, gets a first down. They're moving the ball well.
So first down, it just inside the 40 at the 39. Fincher with an empty backfield, looking over the middle of the field, trying to get his tight end, Carson Stevens, and he can't hold on to it. Stevens has been a weapon, 13 catches and 4 touchdowns on the year. Zach Williamson, the junior, back there in coverage, and Stevens, a 3-year starter at 6'4". Boy, he's a nice target to have over the middle of the field.
He really, really is. He's been productive this year. It's a catch he can make, but
good job by Williamson to get in there and break that one up.
yeah, I agree.
They've got some weapons, and like their freshman wide receiver, number 19, Parker Davis, he's got 3 touchdowns on the year already. Now they fake it to Sellers and come back to the near side and go right back off, able to get this one off to Stevens, and Stevens going to be upended inside the 25, down to the 22, and another Roof Doctors first down. You like going right back to a guy after he just had a tough play, right? You like going right back to him.
Yeah, when he's a good player, you do. If he's no good, don't go back to him.
First down at the 22. Again to Frazier, and Frazier going to be swallowed up there on the left-hand side. Cameron Helton, he's got an offer from West Alabama. 10 players in this Gulf Shores team either have offers or have committed to where they're going.
Yeah.
Gulf Shores, it wasn't always I don't know if you know this, Dan. Gulf Shores was not always a football powerhouse down at the beach.
We were all like, what's going on down there? And then Ronnie Royal ends up at NC State, and it just keeps on going now. Under
center. Well, they fake, and Fincher rolling out, has lots of time, still drifting to his right. Still hasn't, finally going to be hit, but heaves that one up incomplete. As Helton came, there was a little miscommunication there in the attempted handoff right under center, and that'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Well, he rolled right to the boundary. He had nothing, he only had half the field to play with.
Now we see Tank Jones lined up out wide, number 1. Jones has 3 receiving touchdowns on the year. He's rushed for 4, caught 3, and passed for 1 from your starting linebacker. And they look his way. Hang it up to the corner, and the one-handed catch. He's got it. Touchdown, Tank Jones. What a one-handed touch on the catch. Hauls it in, and the Oregon commit making the head coach of the Ducks smile with that one.
Yeah, next time we go to the smile cam, it'll be Dan Lanning. It'll be a celebrity smile cam.
That's an ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. And they line up showing 2. So 4 touchdown receptions on the year now for Tank Jones. 6'4", 254, lined out wide to the boundary. Turner and Tune on here for the PAT. And he converts it at 7-3. St. Paul's with a lead, and Tank Jones, he's just so much fun to watch. Watch this catch. Goes up, tips it to himself. Pretty good coverage there. But again, 6'4", big body.
What a play.
Elijah Malone, 5'10", 165.
Yeah, I've got news for you, St. Paul's. When he leaves, there's not another one behind him.
Oh, what a young man. He was just recruited by just everybody in the country, and depending on which ranking system you look at, he's either the number 1 prospect in the state of Alabama or number 2. We'll talk more about that. But Tank Jones and the Saints on top 7-3 after the touchdown toss from Fincher to the future Duck here on Friday Night Rivals.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future. That guy's got a strong future right there, Tank Jones.
So after the Jones touchdown, Saints about to kick off once again. Bounding kickoff, bounces. Elijah Malone picks that one up. And he crosses the 20 out to the 30 now, and all the way out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Nice return by Malone.
Again, good field position.
Saints scored on their opening, Dolphins scored on their opening drive after stopping the Saints with a 32-yard field goal. Again, 7 plays, 53 yards, just over 2 minutes on the scoring summary, brought to you by the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. And that's where we're at now, 7-3, Saints on top. A little more than 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter at E.E. Delaney Stadium. And Gulf Shores, did they get a timeout? Did they get the timeout, or Gary Beasley, or did you have to drop the flag because the play clock ran out?
I didn't see the flag.
Game.
Yeah.
Offense.
There you go.
5-yard penalty.
You usually don't get that after the first play after a kickoff. You know, you got everybody all gathered together.
Yeah, they rolled that clock a lot quicker than Gulf Shores was aware of.
So 1st and 15. For the Dolphins, and Hampton goes in motion. Harris rolls out to his right. Now looks to strong arm this one up the far side. He's able to get that one off to Carter Davis.
Amen, brother. You got that right. He's strong on that, did he not?
And the Roof Doctor's first down out across the 45 all the way out near midfield. There was a lot going on in the backfield of that play.
There was. Fake to reverse, and his eyes were all downfield. There's Coach Dan Lanning from the Oregon Ducks, who made a splash for the win over Penn State, and his post-game behavior.
Back to the near side, Elijah Malone, and Malone breaks a tackle, and he's into St. Paul's territory there. As holds on to that one.
Lanning didn't do anything wrong after the game. He's just a super
high energy.
Oh, man.
Such high energy. Yeah. Just a delightful guy to talk to down the field before the game, and was excited to be here. And again, he won the Tank Jones recruiting battle, and he's probably saw Carter Davis make the catch over there and be like, oh, I kind of like the look of number 2 on that side over there.
Maybe so.
Harris wants to air it out, looking for Davis, middle of the field. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Well, Davis just sold him. it was going to take one more play, I guess. Davis again is offered by a number of SEC schools, including Alabama. And there you go. A lot of speed on the field with him, and that was something that St. Paul's was really worried about, the speed on the outside.
That's another ArcelorMittal-Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittal-CalvertJobs.com. And now Barkley will try to add to the Dolphins' lead here to make it 10-7. Barkley 10 of 11 on the year in his PAT attempts and bangs that one toward Old Shell Road to do just that. So 10-7.
Well, what do you know? You watch it again. Davis just runs away.
44-yard touchdown. He was able to get behind Robert Wiggum, the senior returning starting corner there. And boy, Davis is just such a weapon. And Davis, that's his 8th touchdown on the year.
You've got the stars that we were talking about before the game making the plays during the game, or less than a quarter in. But it's a team sport for sure. But when you have talents like those two, they're going to stick out.
Yeah, and a little credit to the Gulf Shores offensive line too, giving Harris the time to make that throw.
And Harris made the throw.
Yep. Coach Hudspeth there. Hey, he's got bowl victories at the college level over coaches like Mario Cristobal, Bobby Petrino, Dennis Franchione, Willie Taggart.
Wow.
He's had a lot of success at the college level, and he's brought a lot of that college program style to Gulf Shores with the coaches. He's got his offensive coordinator, Kenny Edenfield, of course, was OC at South and Troy, and he's just a lot of coaches who've kind of said, college football's changed. The beach isn't a terrible place to live.
It's not.
Coach high school football with great facilities. They're moving into a brand new high school. High kick, this one a little shorter, and Frazier will take it and burst up across the 30 again at the 40, and will be tackled by a Gulf Shores player this time around the 40. He's out to the 43.
So what we've had, for the most part, teams returning kicks, putting themselves in good field position, and then the teams, the set offensive team taking advantage of that field position, and not in a grinded out style, but pretty quickly.
Yep.
St. Paul's was able to move it down the field quickly, ending up with that one-handed, I guess it was a two-handed catch, but he only used one at a time.
Each time, yeah. To play the tip drill to himself.
Tank Jones with that play in the corner of the end zone.
And they give it to Frazier, and Frazier wrestled down. And we talked about Gabe Urban, the sophomore. And I was talking to another coach who described him in a very colorful. Yeah, he's just a disturber there in the middle, just a sophomore, and he's got a little of that nastiness to play there in the middle on defense.
Yeah.
3 plays, 64 yards on that last touchdown.
Good size. He's right over center. If he is able to swim his way in like right there, quick enough to make the play on a really good back.
6 sacks coming in tonight. Gets a tackle for loss there, and now going to keep this one is Fincher, and he'll get across midfield. Yeah, Urban, the sophomore, already offers Central Florida and Tulane, and there's going to be a lot more people coming after that young man who's just a sophomore at 6'1", 255.
Well,
Fincher,
the Tulane connection. Hudspeth's got one of his sons as an assistant coach with the Green Wave.
Yep. So many connections. Fincher has really played well to start the year. The Saints just the one interception. So they got Frazier and Sellers in the backfield. They keep going right back to Frazier, and again there was Urban to slow him down. Also had Price Stevens. Stevens has offers from places like Brown and Harvard, also UNA.
Wow, he can stay local or he can go Ivy.
Yeah. Landon Everett. There we talked about him. Dan highlighted him in the pregame show, and had another coach who was telling me about Gulf Shores, and he said he just makes every tackle. And he said he plays loud. He plays loud, and he's just got great instincts. And he just, again, makes every tackle. Going to Army, as Dan said. And the undisputed leader of this football team. Now 4th and 2 here, and the Saints will bring out the punt team. And Antoon sends it high, and a fair catch at the 13-yard line. So a good stop by the Gulf Shores defense, who's Mark Hudspeth was really, really proud of the way they've played so far to start start the year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a special player and a special play to Tank Jones to get in the end zone for St. Paul's.
But now they kind of flip the field and pin Gulf Shores back to the 14-yard line.
You get the impression this is really kind of a community school, Jim, that they are a tight-knit team. They're generally, when you see them play, they're awfully physical and tough, and they believe.
Yep. Great atmosphere to go down and watch a game. We did 3 games down there. Give it off, and this is it's Ferguson, and Ferguson going to be pushed back and stopped there, trying to get around the right side, and good penetration.
Plenty of penetration by
Saints.
Yeah, the Saints. I think it was Marston, in fact, that disrupted all that off the edge.
Yep. His 3rd solo tackle of the season. Marston at 6'1", 207. Twin sister plays on the volleyball team here. St. Paul's got a big win over UMS last night in volleyball. And Max Mom, the volleyball coach here at St. Paul's, out of the backfield and dropped. And that ball is there. They've blown the whistle. Now they blow it and say incomplete. Dayton Duke couldn't hold on to it, and there's some thought maybe it was a lateral as Luke Terry was back there. Now 3rd and 12 coming up.
Terry's getting off the field.
That was close.
That was close.
And now dangerous here for the Dolphins, backed up and 3rd and long. Just under half a minute to go, and it's been an exciting first quarter here on Old Shell Road. Harris able to flip that one out, able to get it off to Ferguson. But Ferguson's going to be stopped short of the first down as Tank Jones was in there to put some pressure on. Thought for a second he was going to get a hand on that pass, and I could envision himself tipping that one right into the end zone for another touchdown.
Yeah. When Tank Jones gets on top of you, it's almost unthinkable that he doesn't get a hand on it.
It's a big 3-and-out force early on here. It'll bring the quarter to a close, and Gulf Shores will have to punt to open up quarter number 2. An exciting start in the 6A Region 1 matchup. Both teams 2-1 in the region heading into this one tonight, and we'll come back to start quarter number 2 between the Dolphins and Saints on Friday Night Live. Thought it was going to be a tight one throughout this one here tonight, and just exactly what we've got through 10-7, and it's Gulf Shores on top. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan here, and bright lights, stars, they're all out here tonight.
Carter Davis, big touchdown play. He's the all-state wide receiver, cornerback. And, of course, Tank Jones. That's why Dan Lanning's here tonight. Maybe he's here to get to talk with Davis as well.
But he's in the neighborhood, right?
You know, it's a long way to get here. You might as well double duty. But great first quarter.
Yep, big stop there by the Saints at the end of the quarter. Now we'll get a punt coming up here from Gulf Shores to start quarter number 2 here on Friday Night Rivals from Mobile. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, and a whole host of big stars in attendance, as always on Old Shell Road, right? You have Mobile Dignity here.
Could be a mayor-elect here.
Oh, pressure coming in, and they get it. Blocked, ball is loose, picked up, touchdown, Saints. Came loose, Will Abrams came through and able to get on the loose ball, and a special teams touchdown on the block punt by the Saints to open up quarter number 2.
You don't expect that from Gulf Shores. Credit to the Saints, great on special teams.
That's another ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. And what a turn. We just talked about that big stop, had them pinned down deep.
Yep.
And now they turn it into 6 with a potential for 7 here. Abrams, the 3-year starter. We'll have to get the replay to see who got it. But Abrams ended up bringing in, and PAT, Turner Antune has got it. Let's take a look. Here, Tyler Barkley. And
missed it again.
Abrams, yeah. Let's try again here. Let's see who was coming in. Maybe
32, maybe?
Might have been Bo Ladner, the linebacker, came in and got it.
12?
But he just, yeah, might have been, yeah, it wasn't 12 the punter.
32 was Bo Ladner.
Yeah, Ladner, the junior, got it. So a special team. We talked about special teams just late in that first quarter.
Well, the head coach being the special teams
Yep.
coordinator.
Ham Barnett. Oh, boy, here's another replay.
Wow.
Came right up the middle, and it was Ladner who got it. And
look at him jumping around.
Will Abrams has it bounced him. Yeah, Will Abrams, one of those defensive guys. It's like the football always seems to find him. We've been watching him for a lot of years.
No kidding.
As well. And
it's funny the way that works with Abrams.
So now, 14-10, the Saints able to capitalize there with a good defensive stop and send this one bounding. Ferguson will pick it up around the 20. Ferguson out near about the 33, looks like. And now Gulf Shores a little shell-shocked at the moment. Like they really didn't expect to find themselves down 4 here, 15 seconds into the second.
No, not in those circumstances with a block punt. A team this sound, pretty surprising.
Harris will give it off to Price Stevens, and Stevens trying to spin free and get a couple. Hard sledding there on the inside against this St. Paul's defense, giving up 20 points a game. New defensive coordinator, Jay Koziel. This comes from UMS.
Yep.
Long-time DC there, and new administration there at UMS. And Coach Koziel comes up Old Shell Road. And Ham Barnett was happy to. Ham Barnett had been kind of running the defense as well as the head coach since he's been here in his 4 years, and now he's happy to hand that off to Jay Koziel. Jay said very similar philosophies defensively. Now Harris rolling out, looking at the near side, nearly intercepted. That one was up in the air, and Wiggum had a chance, and if he holds on, he might be running that one back to the north end zone.
Harris gets pressure in his face, and then almost inexplicably he makes the throw anyway, when you're thinking, can he really see where he's trying to go with the football? I have been impressed by both quarterbacks, so they've got good arms. And they've made big throws.
So 3rd and 7 Harris pressure from Tank Jones comes in, slips away, comes under it. Now he's going to pull it down, and Harris is going to get them first down into St. Paul's territory.
It's like it's Halloween and he ran out of a fun house. He was banging in the walls and suddenly he got loose.
Bad house of mirrors coming at you there.
Really?
Nightmare fuel coming off the edge. Watch him duck under here.
Wow.
Oh,
man.
Jones went up high and Harris just self-preservation ducked down, but he picks up the first down out across midfield.
Yeah, that's about what it was.
I like the moxie of a quarterback who can keep his head about him, literally on that one. Stevens with pressure in the backfield. He's going to be tripped up, trying to get free, trying to get around the outside edge, and
that's Marston, huh?
Nowhere to go as he tried to turn the corner. Good penetration.
Watch 90 off the edge here. Boy, he not only affects the running back, he makes the play. That would be Kroom.
So 2nd and 20, maybe 2nd and 19. Backfield again, penetration. This is Carter Davis, and Davis slips a couple of tackles. And get across the 40 to the 46 with 3rd and really long still coming up here.
Kroom was back there again. Have to see what they're doing, if they're doing some slants or twists or just beating men one-on-one, but they're getting penetration.
3rd and 16.
At least Hedgesmith told us his offensive line was kind of young.
Harris comes to the crossing pattern and wrapped up and dropped immediately as Luke Terry, the sophomore, able to pull him down. That'll bring up a punt situation, and stay tuned. After the game tonight, we'll be highlighting tonight's biggest defensive stop with our school bus stop of the game. And of course, we want to remind you to always stop for the school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. So Barkley on to punt again after the disaster last time that turned into 7 for the Saints. Barkley, rugby style, rolls out, and a fair catch called for just inside the 20 by Logan Baldwin. St. Paul's defense, it's 2 drives in a row. They've come up with a stop after giving up the 44-yard touchdown pass to Carter Davis. And Gulf Shores coaches talking it over on the sidelines. Gulf Shores was off last week, so they've been preparing for the Saints game for a couple of weeks. Gibbs, Sellers takes a big hit and pushes forward. Gain of a couple. This will be 2nd and 8 for the Saints here. Sellers, just a freshman, as I said, coming in almost 500 yards on the season. Now looking to take a shot of their own. The Saints looking to hang this one up in the near, and now up to the sideline, to the hash mark, as Boatler had that one knocked away. Just a sophomore, has already got 13 catches on the year. But
I tell you, they've got some really good young players.
Yeah, Prince back there on the coverage for Gulf Shores.
St. Paul's been a little more efficient because of the block kick. They've only got 68 total yards to Gulf Shores 128, but they've got the lead.
3rd and 8 coming up from their own 21. Play clock down inside 5, and St. Paul's, nope, Gulf Shores took it on defense there. They didn't like something they were seeing, so we'll go to break as well. 7.5 to go in the 2nd. Good one here on Old Shell Road between the Saints and the Dolphins on Friday Night Rivals. 14-10 Saints on top of the Dolphins, and reason for the Saints to be happy, right, Dan?
I think so. They're up 14-10, like you say. Friday Night Rivals Smile Cam is sponsored by McMurphy Orthodontics. Will make you want to smile.
Dr. Stedman McMurphy. And 3rd and 8 coming up. Here for the Saints out of the Gulf Shores timeout. Fincher zips it out the far side into the hands of Frazier, and Frazier going to break a tackle. It needs to be really close.
He's right at the line.
And the far side official already moves the chain gang, and so a first down on 3rd and 8. Good blocking on the edge there by Carson Stevens, the tight end. Frazier doesn't need a lot of space and a lot of time, and got it to him, and he's got the first down.
Feels quicker this year than we've seen in the past.
I agree. Spanish Fort leading Blunt 21-6 in the first quarter, and some 6A action. Saraland leads Baldwin County 14-0 at the half. Fake it to Sellers and come back over the middle to the tight end Stevens, and Stevens is going to have another first down up to the 48-yard line. Gain of 17. Gotta like you reward your tight end. Nice seal block on the edge there, and then come right back to him, right?
Yeah, I mean, award him, right? Thank you for your block.
All right, this one be coming back. Is got a flag back by the quarterback. Holding against the Saints. Gotta wipe that one.
You know, it was so quick.
Yeah.
Not sure where the holding came because everything happened in an instant second there, and they got somebody.
Push it all the way back to the 21.
Yeah, it's going to cost them.
Yeah. 1st and 20 coming up here. 7A, Mary G leads Alma Bryant 21-0. Williamson on top of Faith Academy 16-0. Daphne leads Davidson 15-7 in 7A. Also 14-9. Baker leads Robertsdale in 7A. Quick pitch to Frazier, and Frazier able to get out to about the 22 before Cameron Helton, the senior, wrapped him up.
Yeah, Helton made the play before he made the play. He penetrated and kind of threw that whole thing off, and then eventually made the tackle. Banged up his hand a little bit, but good play by Helton.
Trying to get you a score from that big one up in Jackson tonight. 7-7 in the first between St. Michael and Jackson.
Wow.
Number 1 versus number 2 in 4A. And still 2nd and 20. This time it's Sellers, and a big penetration there by Adam Duncan, the junior. And it's going to be 3rd and 20, maybe 3rd and 21 here for the Saints. And boy, that holding penalty has just derailed this drive.
Really did. And both these defenses are getting their shots in on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Both have given up some plays, but they've also penetrated well and disrupted the opposing offense. And Hudspeth likes, he liked the way his team was playing defensively.
For sure. 3rd and 20. Fincher with 5 wide receivers, including Tank Jones to the right side, and that one knocked down again. Helton with the penetration.
He changed the arm angle to get it out there because he saw the penetration coming, and it still wasn't enough.
So now to be St. Paul's punting from deep in their own end. Cameron Helton, as I said, he's got an offer from West Alabama. Starter on this team last year defensively as well. And Turner and Antune on to punt from his own 5. High snap over his head. Is it going to go all the way through the end zone? He's going to try to get it out, and he's going to be taken down for the safety, but there's a face mask. Wow, wow, wow. So it goes over his head, and you're thinking maybe Parker Davis, I should say the punter, not Antune, but Davis, thinking, is he just going to go out of bounds, knock it out of bounds, take the safety and try to get out of there? But he was going to try to punt it, which did not look like a good decision.
Is this going to end up to be a first down?
And so, well, is it an automatic first down on the 15-yard penalty? Because it was 4th and 21.
It might be. I mean, immediately.
Let's find out from referee Gary Beasley.
That'd be amazing.
Jim Bibby texting us in here, our
rules analyst.
Personal foul. Face mask against the defense. 15 yards to the goal line. The end of the run was in the end zone. Replay for
Now, he said 15 yards, but he didn't say automatic first down, I don't believe.
So is it, is it
15 yards from the goal line?
from the, yeah, because it goes over his head. So watch here. And it looks like, okay, maybe just take the two.
Oh my gosh.
Jackson Sermon was just coming in for the tackle. So is it a spot foul there?
I guess. I thought that would be automatic first down. I think it is at the college level. You know, we've seen games turn around with a play like this. Like,
yeah.
Wow, there would have been this. Now it's a first down.
Correction. Foul be enforced from the previous spot.
So
enforced from the previous spot.
Yeah, so it's going to still be 4th and 6.
Yes.
Yeah, the spot foul, you'd be being almost punished in that situation from the St. Paul's. So yeah, so it's not an automatic first down on the personal foul. So it's 4th and 6, and Parker Davis will now stand to punt from the 20. So special teams have been active here.
Yeah, they have.
Tonight.
In the wrong way.
And Davis, a high kick, and Malone will take it at the 31. Malone tries to dance up the near sideline and wrestled out of bounds. Carson Stevens there on the coverage. There was some head scratching by a lot in the booth, in the crowd, on the field.
Yep.
14-10, St. Paul's on top. 5 minutes to go in the second in the 6A Region 1 matchup on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939. ArcelorMittal Calvert. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. And the United States Coast Guard. Protect, defend, save. Online at GoCoastGuard.com.
So 7 minutes gone by. Second quarter, it's kind of been what we expected. A tight one here tonight on Old Shell Road, 14-10. Gulf Shores, trailing the Saints. A big hit there on first down is Robert Wiggum.
Yeah, it's a long-time cornerback here. Big, tall kid.
Yep, they were trying to come to Lawson. Again, Darian Kirksey, 6'2", 190-pound wide receiver with offers at North Carolina, Jackson State, other places. He's out of the lineup, hurt for Gulf Shores tonight, so they lose a weapon offensively. Hampton comes in motion for Harris. Handed off Ferguson, trying to get to the right edge, and he's met. And again there with a tackle is Wiggum. He's been a good player for them for the past couple of years. Started last year.
Really good player. St. Paul's team is, these teams are kind of mirror images of each other. They just play to a certain level of intensity, and that's it. There's no give.
3rd and 8. Harris rolls to his left this time, has time, looking to the far sideline, and it's tipped and incomplete. That was the freshman Kingston Abrams over there in the coverage. They were trying to work up that far sideline as they went against the senior on the previous play, and that wasn't there. Ross Delaney over there as well. Let's watch.
Harris has got a lot of confidence in his arm. And if that ball's a little sooner.
Yeah, that was Delaney. He's got one pick on the year.
Delaney looks good.
Yeah, 6'3", 190-pound rangy senior back there.
Wow, what an athlete.
Yeah, and he's the shortest one of the family. His dad's about 6'5", Michael Delaney. Pressure again, they block another one. Block another one, and the Saints recover this one, and it's Ladner with a second block of the night.
Wow.
Ladner comes in, gets the second one. The recovery by Hales Austin. But Ladner, and it's not like he's getting a piece of him. I mean, he is just full on right off his foot, the double thud. And the Saints are back in business at the 21.
Wow, and that's something. And again, Gulf Shores, big, expanded coaching staff that you think they cross every T and dot every I, but they haven't been able to fix that yet.
It does seem like Barkley, he's kind of that rugby style, so it takes a little while to get it off.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that'll be discussed.
He's been a sitting duck twice.
Yeah. Sellers with the carry there will pick up a couple, gets him down inside the Coca-Cola red zone. Boy, the Saints can punch one in here. Gulf Shores gets it to start the second on the keeper, Fincher, and he is met and wrapped up and pulled down. Jackson Sermon with the stop. Third down coming up for the Saints. Running yard's been tough to come by. Just trying to go straight ahead.
I agree.
Pre-snap.
Snap. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Third and 7 coming up here for the Saints.
Here's the stat. Gulf Shores has run it for 31 yards. St. Paul's 23.
Ham Barnett, coach of the Saints. So third down here for Fincher and crew. Another
Delay a game.
wow.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
I don't know where that play clock is, but he's obviously not focused in on it.
Yeah. So now you're at 3rd and 12.
Yep.
Motion, they fake it to Frazier and give it off to Sellers, and Sellers going to be ridden down just inside the 20 as Landon Everett was there trying to knock that football loose as well. The Army commit makes the stop. And fourth down coming up here. Will they try the field goal with Antoon? It appears they will. It'll be a 37-yard attempt to the near hash.
There's Sellers, just a freshman, playing against grown men.
Ross Delaney to hold. And the kick is up and good. 37-yard field goal there for Antoon, and Saints add to the lead, now on top by 7, just inside 2 minutes to go here in the second. And Friday Night Rivals 17-10. St. Paul's on top of Gulf Shores here in Mobile.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
So big defensive stop there to hold him to 3 after that blocked punt, the second one of the first half for Bo Ladner and the St. Paul's Saints.
Again, it was a block punt that did it, and again, more points for the Saints. They only have 91 total yards of offense in the first half.
You know, you had 3rd and 2, you get a false start, then you get a delay a game, so it's 3rd and 12, and you know that pushes you back for the field goal. But now you're Gulf Shores, you're thinking, all right, can we get a little 2-for-1 here? Elijah Malone cuts it back to the far side, trying to get up across the 40. He will, still on his feet. And Malone wrestled down just inside midfield. Marston there on the tackle. Gulf Shores, again, you'll get the ball to start the second half, minute 45. And
I mean, just like room service, they get it back at the 50 again to start this drive, final drive of the half with a $1:45.
Ooh, not so fast.
Okay.
On a hold, Gary Beasley tells us. And I just found out Mrs. Beasley is watching the game, so we appreciate her tuning in. And we said before the game, we're talking to Gary. We said, we're pretty good, do you, right? And he's like, oh yeah, you guys are good. Well, he calls a good game.
He does.
He keeps control of the game, keeps flow of the game.
Yeah, this is one of the better teams, the referees that we experienced during the year.
Yep. Communicates well after the infractions. Harris up the sideline and able to get that one is Nick Hampton, still on his feet. Hampton with speed up the far side. Explosive play. Yes! 78 yards. And Harris to Hampton. And we're a point away from this one being tied with 1.5 minutes to go in the second.
Yeah. Hampton is in. We've got a lot of big plays tonight. I mean, that was
ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. And Barkley looks to tie this one up for the Dolphins. And he does. So after the holding call on the return that had him in great field position up to the 48, go all the way back and up the right side, and then breaks a tackle, able to get away from Wiggum. And then there's not a lot of people who are going to catch Hampton. 68 yards on the touchdown, and just didn't wrap up there. And Hampton strong too, just not fast, but 6'2", 220. I'm sure, you know, like Wiggins, like, yeah, I should have wrapped up. Yeah, you try to wrap him up.
Yeah, I think that
drops his head and bowls you over.
Right, he tried to get a little leverage, go low on Hampton. Not enough. Not sure how he got that wide open. He just ended up in between. I don't know if where he was lined up to start that play. If it was more of a play where they finessed him downfield, kind of hit him like an H-back, but he was wide open on the sideline.
9 touchdown passes on the year for Harris, and like Harris, one of those like sneaky, a little sneaky good, I'd say, wouldn't you?
I would. I mean, he's got a good arm. He's got the composure. He started last year as a sophomore, so he knows what he's doing.
Bouncing kick, middle of the field, and corralled. Oh, head-to-head hit there. Trying to bring that one forward was Luke Terry, and took a little helmet-to-helmet contact. But it's out around the 34-yard line. Yeah, he's adjusting some things there. You know, Harris had 4 interceptions the first week. He's only thrown 1 since. Watch this right here. Boom!
Ooh, wow!
Yeah, that was smokes. Ferguson. Whew. Yeah. Okay, now Saints back out here with 1.5 minutes to go. Fincher rolls out to his right, pressure from Duncan, and just has to get rid of that one.
Probably had an outlet available to him out there at around the 40. A few times tonight, Fincher's kind of run out of room. He's rolled to the sideline to the boundary side of the field, and suddenly the field's compressed. He's got nowhere to go with the ball.
2nd and 10. Empty backfield, 5 wide here. Tank Jones up to the top of the screen, and Fincher going to be brought down after a gain of just a couple as Jackson Sermon there again. And see if Gulf Shores takes a timeout here to stop the clock with 3rd down.
Wondered about that.
Coming up. They got 2 left. On 3rd down, they're not going to take it here. And now they'll bring Jones to the near side. A lot of time rolling off here, and I think Hamp Barnett's just happy to let the clock run way down and take as much as he can before the snap here on 3rd down. He's going to take a timeout. And does, so winds it all the way down to 32 seconds. So yeah, just
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Dr. Pepper with the Coca-Cola Red Zone, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Join Team Sheriff today. And Greer's Markets. Greer's got it. We guarantee it.
Jim Cox, Dan Brennan back here on Old Shell Road. So St. Paul's just happy to let that clock run down and figure, okay, so we don't get it now. Don't give them much time.
I wonder, Jim, if the play call here will be either a
ground,
run or a simple pass to the outside, looking for a block from one of the receivers, and you get it or you don't. And then at that point, there's probably not enough time left in the half for Gulf Shores to do any real damage. Yeah. We've had some fireworks all game long, and especially late in this quarter.
Yeah, 44 and 68-yard touchdown pass by Gulf Shores quarterback Judd Harris. 2 block punts for the Saints. So yeah, see if they don't get it here. We'll see if Gulf Shores takes a quick timeout. They have 2 left. But you're right, I think you keep it on the ground to try to make them at least take that if you don't get it. Frazier in the backfield with Fincher. They fake it to him. Come on a little quick slant to the near side and pushing ahead, and the Saints going to pick up the 1st down. Benton.
Got a lot of players who are good and they're young.
Now the clock stopped on the 1st down. Now it's running again. Pressure coming on. Fincher hit as he delivers that one. As in the backfield was Adam Duncan again. This Gulf Shores defenders will get after you.
Yep. I mean, they have busted through that line of scrimmage a number of times. Now the Saints are back in let's go do something mode again.
18 seconds left. Saints have 1 timeout left.
They probably need 25 yards to get it where they would give it a shot for a field goal. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, they'll put it a little outside 40. Now Fincher steps up in the pocket, has time, comes to the near sideline, and it's bobbled and dropped. We're down to 11 seconds and 3rd down coming up.
I like what Fincher did here. He kept his eyes downfield, started to scramble, had a lot of green grass in front of him, but figured that's not the right play with the clock under 20. Now down to 12.
UMS leading 27-7 against Cintronell right down the road here on Old Shell Road. Now Fincher gets that one off complete to Frazier, and Frazier going to be up near the sticks, but we're down to 4. This thing's going to be a little short, and that's going to run out the 1st half. Oh, it's the game we expected and hoped we'd get here tonight, and it's all even at the half, 17 apiece, with the Saints and the Dolphins here at the half, as we'll get Coach Ham Barnett nice enough to join us down on the sidelines. Can you hear me, Coach?
Yes, sir. I hear y'all.
Hey, Coach, but we thought this was going to be a tight one, and wow, the first half kind of had everything, but you got to be super proud of your special teams. 2 huge plays there in the first half.
Yeah, usually when you block 2 punts, you're up by something, but right now it's a tie game, and giving up explosive plays on defense has kind of hurt us tonight.
Yeah, so what do you do? What do you do in the second half? Try to get the offense going a little more on your side.
I think our offense is fine. I think our defense needs to get their eyes better and play with better discipline, and we're going to go in there and talk to them about playing Saints football, and I don't feel like we're doing that to the extent that we need to right now.
All right, appreciate the time, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thanks.
So at the half, 17-17, Saints and the Dolphins, a good one here. Both teams at 2-1 in 6A Region 1. And we'll come back. Dan Brennan will be down on the field with our Educator Spotlight, and we'll hear from him coming up after this.
Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939.
Halftime, and it's all tied up. We had a feeling it was going to be one of these types of games, and it is. Dan Brennan on the sidelines here at St. Paul's at E. Delaney Stadium. Dan Drum is the assistant head of school here at St. Paul since 2008, huh?
Yes, sir. I believe I came in fall of 2008.
Let's talk about the changes you've seen at St. Paul's, and I know many of them, most of them, certainly for the better. This is quite a school academically and, well, in most every way.
Yes, sir. I would say any change we've made, as long as I've been here, St. Paul's always been a great school. We're trying to take what we do and just make it better and grow, stay ahead of the game. And like you said, academically, athletically, spirituality, and you know, in our fine arts, our 4 pillars, we try to teach the whole child.
That building that now sits on the east side of the campus, they're heading toward the practice facility. That was a big project a few years ago, and I haven't been inside it yet. I'm dying to get a look at it. Is that classrooms? Is it cafeteria? Exactly what is it?
It's our student commons. It is our cafeterias on the bottom level, along with our admissions office. Then on the second floor, we have our social emotional counseling, our college counseling, and a community innovations lab and a writing center.
So you get fed and you get fed spiritually, and you get fed with some counseling, and all in one spot.
We do, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Our spiritual director's up there as well. So yes, we hit them all when they come in that building.
One thing about St. Paul's, it's got the great reputation of sending kids on to the colleges of their choice. Talk about the academic success and the academic expectations here at St. Paul's.
You know, we're a college preparatory school, and that's one thing that we pride ourselves in, is getting our kids ready to go to the next level. And you know, our college counselors do a great job of preparing them. Our teachers obviously do all the heavy lifting in the classrooms, and they have a ton of opportunities when they leave us, and it's up to them what they decide they want to go.
Great to meet you tonight. I'm going to bring in our friend from Gulf Shores. Thanks a bunch.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Got it. Going to bring in from Gulf Shores on the athletic side. Jason Watts is with the Gulf Shores High School athletic director.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the challenges of that job, and I don't mean in a bad way. I mean that you guys are coming along. I saw the new athletic indoor facility. Is that the one that's on the Foley Beach Express?
Yes, sir. Along with our new high school that's being built. Gulf Shores is a great place, and it's you know, it's unlike any place I've been where there's such a partnership with the city of Gulf Shores and the school district. They really work hand in hand to really create. They've created something really unique, and it's been a lot of fun for me moving down last year and being a part of it. And
where'd you move in from?
I spent before moving down here, the 10 years up in Madison at James Clemens High School and Sparkman High School.
Yeah, okay, so there are some similarities. Of course, you have the beach down here. And also, let's talk about athletics at Gulf Shores. We know about football because they won the state a few years ago. They're always good. Hudspeth's got a good program, good coaching, good players. What else is hot right now for the Dolphins?
Our volleyball team is doing really well. They're, I think, if you go by rankings, ranked in the top 5 in 6A. They've had a really good year, as you know, volleyball is really now coming towards the end of the season with area tournaments coming up in 2 weeks. And so we like where we are with our girls. They worked really hard. Coach Laura Burke is in her first year and has done an amazing job with developing the team. We really have a young team that's we've got a couple freshmen, sophomores, and juniors with maybe 4 or 5 seniors. So it's a really good mix of young and experienced players that are really peaking at the right time.
Last question here real quick, and as the athletic director of Gulf Shores High School, what are some of the things that you're looking at down the road in terms of just trends or things that someone in sports administration has got to be aware of coming down the pipe?
Well, I think for us, one of the big things is really looking at the whole student athlete, and so that's one thing that Gulf Shores has really prided themselves on since creating their own system, is really giving kids opportunities to excel not only on the field but in the classroom. And there's been tremendous gains in our students' progress when it comes to ACT scores, AP scores, graduation rate, and just the different opportunities that they have to do things that are unique to Gulf Shores that I really have never seen a school district that offers those things. So really trying to stay one step ahead, always looking for things that are innovative, and the same thing with our athletics. We're always looking to hire the absolute best coaches that we can and attracting good quality people, not only good coaches, but people that are good people that will lead and help our young people develop and to be the best they can.
The plans of the new school and the building of that just looks outstanding. I know you're excited about that.
Yes, sir. I was over there Wednesday, got to take a look. The first time I've been into sort of the athletic wing to where I could really walk around without having to, walk through water or mud, and it's really going to be amazing. I mean, it's the amount of thought that went into that building. I know the district, the leadership, they traveled across the country looking for things that they liked, and it's really going to be probably one of the premier high schools in the country.
Okay, invite me down when it's all said and done.
Yes, sir. You're more than welcome to come out. We'll take you for a tour.
Thanks again.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys having me.
You got it. 17-17 at the half. Couple of good teams, couple of even teams, and so far it has been an even game. This is Dan Brennan on the sideline for UTV 44 and our Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939. The following segment is sponsored by Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola.
Well, here at Coca-Cola United, there's something that a lot of people don't understand about the Coke business. They see Coca-Cola and you drink the Coke, it tastes good, it's fun, all that stuff. But what a lot of people don't understand, we have multiple departments within Coca-Cola. We have a marketing department, we have a trucking department, we have fleet mechanics, we have obviously our delivery merchandisers that deliver the product, we have a sales team, we have a manufacturing department that actually bottles here in Mobile. And then we just last year built a $45 million automated, state-of-the-art automated warehouse here in Mobile. So there are so many different pieces to be able to answer that question of what does it take, what do you need to specialize in? It's really hard, difficult to say, because you can do it all at Coca-Cola. There's a lot of opportunity for everybody.
Halftime score here, 17-17. Dolphins and Saints all evened up in a very exciting first half of football here on Old Shell Road. We talked about it at the beginning of the game. Gulf Shores comes in with a record of 2-3, a little misleading. You see, lost their first 3 games. Choctawhatchee ranked top 10 in the state of Florida, so they lose by 7 there. Mary Montgomery, 7A team, lose by a field goal.
And ranked.
Yep, exactly. And then Saraland, that was a close game, and Saraland's just kind of rolling over everybody. And all 3 of those teams they lost to all are undefeated on the season as well. Yeah. So then they kind of got back in their own class here. Now 2 wins the past 2 weeks, and now they're even at halftime with Gulf Shores at 17-17. Gulf Shores, on the other side of things, they've had just the 1 loss on the year. Had a great win to open things up against UMS, and a big rivalry game between the 2 schools. And they won that game in overtime 29-28. They beat Baldwin County, Murphy, and they lost to Theodore 42-41. And Ham Barnett was telling you, he's like, I can't believe we scored 41 on Theodore, but I also can't believe we gave up 42 to Theodore.
I'm going to say, if you're going to be surprised that you got 41, you're going to be darn surprised you lost the game, and I'm sure he was disappointed with that.
They beat Faith last week, and then they got a big one next week at Saraland, McGill-Tulane, and then they finish out Blunt, and then on UTV 44 at Spanish Fort. And that game could really decide who's getting in the playoffs.
You know, I shot the coach a text last night. I said, hey, you're getting 43 a game. How about tomorrow night? He said, easy, Danny.
They're on pace for 34.
Yeah, they are.
Halftime here. Every halftime at this time, we find out about our Scholastic Athletes of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Andrews Diesel and Automotive.
Hi, I'm Andrew Zimmerman from Andrews Diesel and Automotive Repair. We're proud to be the sponsor of the Friday Night Rival Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This week's Scholar Athletes are Abby True of Gulf Shores High School and John Stowers of St. Paul's High School. On the court, Abby's a member of Gulf Shore High School's volleyball team. She's the 2025 senior team co-captain and has lettered in volleyball in the 10th, 11th, and 12th grades. Additionally, she was recognized on the American Volleyball Coaches Association preseason watch list for 2025. In the classroom, Abby has an ACT super score of 30, a GPA of 4.3, and is ranked in the top 10% of her class. She's taking many AP courses and is a member of the National Honor Society, English Honor Society, ACT 25 Plus Club, and the Honor Roll. She's a recipient of the AP Scholar Award and also serves as the class treasurer. Abby plans to attend the University of South Alabama and study speech pathology. Back on the field, John is the captain of St. Paul's High School's baseball team. He's the recipient of several athletic recognitions, including the High School American recognition, Team USA recognition, and the 2024 Prep Baseball All-American recognition. On top of that, he's a 2-time Select Festival catcher and was named the Yellowhammer State's #1 player for 2026. Back in the classroom, John has an ACT score of 30, a GPA of 4.1, and is ranked in the top 10% of his class. Additionally, he's been recognized on the headmaster's list for his good grades. John plans to attend Auburn University and study agricultural business and economics. Congratulations, Abby True and John Stowers. The Friday Night Rivals Scholar Athlete is sponsored by Andrews Diesel and Automotive Repair.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Are you kidding? What just happened? Flipped out of his hands, and it's a touchdown for Jaden Pierce. Oh my goodness.
Here's Knuckles. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Running under it, making the catch. What a catch by Cade Mitchell.
Holy cow for the Food City touchdown. And
plus stop of the game, Jeremiah Cruz. He had a few of those tonight. Jeremiah laying the wood.
250 yards passing. Now he wants to take a shot. Looking to hang this one up for Gardner, and he drops it to him, and Gardner makes a move at the 35. Gardner's still on his feet. Gardner's got 3 touchdowns tonight. Seeger's got 5.
Polka fires. Ball is intercepted by the Rams. It's Mason Wydra with the pick. And here comes the Rams the other way on the turn. Here he goes, right side of the field. Wydra with some blockers. Wydra on the return of the interception. He's all the way down to the 10, the 5. Wydra returns it for the score. Mason Wydra.
Receiver in motion. He will roll right. Under pressure. Still on his feet. Trying to find somebody downfield. He's in trouble. He'll throw it to the back of the end zone. The receiver's wide open. Touchdown, McQueen!
score at the half, 17 apiece. What an exciting first half we had here on Old Shell Road. We had a little bit of everything and kind of what we thought we might be even, throughout a lot of the game. Not sure we thought this is how we'd get there.
Yeah, no kidding. I had conversations with anybody and everybody on the way back up to the booth because of all the excitement in the game.
Ferguson started things off on the ground for Gulf Shores and then quickly able to work this to Carter Davis. You're going to hear his name a lot, but St. Paul's able to hold him to a field goal on the first drive after Gulf Shores forced a 3-and-out. And the Saints come back and they use their tight end, Carson Stevens, such a weapon, gets upended here. And the Saints, the guy, everybody's here, including Dan Lanning, to see this guy here tonight, right?
Yes.
Tank Jones, the linebacker. Oh, yeah, and the wide receiver, the quarterback, running back, you can do it all. Got the touchdown pass there for the Saints on top 7-3. And then Harris rolls out, big conversion to Davis, and then goes up top 44 yards. Watch this catch by Davis.
Willie Mays in a football uniform.
Over his shoulder, and now here's where the trouble really starts for Gulf Shores on special teams. Bo Ladner blocks his first of 2 punts in the first half. Will Abrams has it bounce in his hand. Touchdown Saints. They're on top. And then Ladner does it again late in the first half, but Gulf Shores makes him force him to settle for a field goal. But then a one-play drive, 78 yards. He goes up top. Nick Hampton, 6'2", 220 pounds, and used all of it there to drop the shoulder. And then they will not catch him.
They're also missing a receiver in this game. That's also a big physical guy. So, but that's what these teams can do. They can strike quick.
Yep. So, see, St. Paul's, they might have those passing yards flipped around there a little bit. Gulf Shores had the big touchdown passes there, so I think they have those flipped around a little bit there. But first down's just 5 and 7. Yeah, it was just some short fields and some big plays and special teams, and we're dead even at the half.
Yep. You would think that a lot more offense than we actually saw in that half, and up until that big play to Hampton, Gulf Shores had not a whole bunch to show.
Yeah, just the 44-yard touchdown pass, a big strike. Now they're going to kick this one to the far side on a knee down, and that is where Gulf Shores will start here in the second half.
You think of these teams as being solid teams that can run the ball, and they can, or at least try to do that, and sustain drives. And it's been none of that. It's been block punts, and it's been long plays from scrimmage.
How far do you think Coach Hudspeth could still spin it? I think he could throw it a long way.
Yeah, his son is what, 8th grader now?
Well, he's got two. He's got a freshman who's the backup quarterback. Then he's got an 8-year-old that he's also coaching. And they'll start off dropping it on, trying to come around the near side. St. Paul's have the football. Able to fall out at Mac Marston as they come to Carter Davis, and the first play of the second half is a turnover. And the usually sure-handed Davis just had that one slip out of his fingers.
We talked about these defenses constantly penetrating, and when you do that, you end up in a position to fall on a fumble.
So short fields. Talked about that in the first half, and here we go again, right?
Yep.
How about up in Jackson? St. Michael right now leading the Aggies 28-19 in the second quarter. They were up 28-7 at one point. The freshman Sellers comes on the left side for a couple.
Can you imagine being a freshman in high school, starting running back at a school like St. Paul's?
You ever seen a picture of me as a freshman? No. You see why my imagination was not quite that good.
This kid's got a lot on his plate, but it doesn't seem to bother him. A freshman going up against a guy who's headed to West Point. That doesn't sound fair.
Give it off to Frazier. He'll get wrapped up there by Everett. And third down coming up. Gulf Shores defense has been stingy down here in the red zone and red zone adjacent.
I got to write that term down.
A red zone adjacent?
Yeah, I like it. Beautiful night here on the hill in Mobile.
So 3rd and 5. Inside give to Sellers. Sellers has stood up and driven back. Guess who? Everett.
Yeah, that's the guy heading to West Point. And that's what I say is, he's obviously He's like a grown man, and Sellers, good football player, but only 14 years old.
Yeah, averaged 17.8 tackles a game last year in
Amazing.
6A for this Gulf Shores team.
Yeah, he's as good a high school linebacker, just a football player as you're going to find.
All right, this will be a 37-yard attempt here. Turner Antune. Antune has got it.
Man.
He's 3 for 3 on the night.
The whole operation looked good, Jim. That's what they're saying these days. The operation.
Yes. 20-17. And St. Paul's takes the lead and takes advantage of the turnover to open things up here in the third.
You think about it, it's been special teams. It's been 2 block punts. It's been 2 field goals coming off those block punts.
So when the lights come back on, we'll see some pearly whites, right?
I think you will. Is it the smile cam?
Yeah, it's what it is.
All right. Friday Night Rivals Smile Cam is sponsored by McMurphy Orthodontics. We will make you want to smile. And a field goal will do the same for the kids in the student section for St. Paul's.
Yeah, so 2 minutes in, St. Paul's takes advantage of the turnover and regains the lead. And trouble with the kickoff, but grabbed, and Gulf Shores will start this one up around the 35-yard line.
They're down 3.
Yeah.
They've had 2 punts blocked. They fumbled in near the red zone.
Yeah.
What'd you call that? Adjacent?
Adjacent, red zone adjacent.
So they've given the Saints a lot, and they're still right in this game. How about if they play error-free from here on out? Probably be the odds-on favorite to win.
So Hampton, who's got a touchdown, comes in motion there to the top of your screen. Turn around, they'll hand it off to Price Stevens and fall ahead for a couple. And second down coming. Stevens, one of those versatile players, really good linebacker on this team, 2-year starter. They bring him over on offense, can do a lot for this Dolphin team. Now, Dayton Duke be the man in motion, come into the slot. And Harris, the junior quarterback, looks on, pump fake, wants to go up top, steps up in the pocket, and Tank Jones is going to bring him down this time. He got away from him once earlier, but Jones brings him down with all 254 pounds.
That can't feel good. I mean, watch. Tank wraps him up and pretty much falls on the 180-pound quarterback.
Ooh, good thing, Harris, glad he turned a little bit there, so he didn't have the shoulder into the turf.
I saw that.
As opposed to the potential broken sternum from having Harris fall on you, right?
Yeah, I mean, which part of the body would you like to protect? Because Tank's a big guy.
3rd and 11. Dan Lanning still here, hanging into the second half. Harris zips it out to the far side and able to get it off to Nick Hampton, but he's going to be short of the first down.
Catch is made, but not enough to get to the sticks. Here comes the punt team. And how about that? Here comes the punt team. Is that a good thing in terms of?
Well, it's a good thing if you're St. Paul's.
Yeah.
And Ham Barnett coaches the special teams here, and he's dialed up 2 from Bo Ladner. Logan Baldwin has not had a chance to receive him much back there, the deep man. And this time they don't put the pressure on. They want to set up the return. And Baldwin has this one bounce off his hands, and it's loose, and he's able to fall on it back at about the 14. And we'll take a timeout early in the third, 20-17. Saints on top of the Dolphins here on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Andrews Diesel and Automotive, proud sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile. And Roof Doctors. Got a sick roof? Call the doctor. Roof Doctors.
Dan Lanning, Oregon head coach, still here. He's getting text. Cox and Brennan giving you a lot of love on Friday Night Rivals.
Yeah, y'all leave him alone.
Yeah. So he's here watching.
Leave the man alone.
Tank Jones, who came up with a sack on that last drive. He's got a touchdown here tonight. And St. Paul's comes up with a defensive stop, and they'll get it back, leading here by 3. And Frazier gets a couple on first down.
You're thinking, St. Paul's could really get this running game going. They could really get everything going. 76 yards rushing tonight, 120 in the air. Well, I'm sorry, much less than that. The 44 yards rushing. The passing is at 76 right now.
And they'll go back to Frazier on the right side. And Frazier got a nice block up ahead. And he's able to carry Cameron Helton out to about the 23. Going to bring up third. Are they going to give him the... It's going to be... I thought he was about a yard short. But nope, they're going to give him the first down. So a Roof Doctor's first down there for Anthony Frazier. What a versatile weapon he is on.
Yeah, he really is. And he just glide on that play, just glided along.
And we're already 5 minutes into the third on this one here on Friday Night Rivals. They give it to Carson Stevens, the end around, and he'll drop the shoulder. And he's going to have another Roof Doctor's first down up to the 37-yard line.
Is he going to go? Is he going to trick or treat as Brock Bowers this year?
Looks a lot like it.
I love this kid. He's a weapon. Big, strong kid.
Yeah, he's
catch it.
Got a catch tonight. He's got 4 touchdowns on the year. Does a good job blocking on the edge.
There's a lot of players that just kind of understated good football players, don't they?
I agree. I'll go tight formation. Play fake. Fincher wants to go to the right, pulls it back down, and now just has to kind of dirt that one because and I think he had a shot downfield there as well.
He never saw it or believed it for sure, and but they were definitely trying to take a shot right there.
Yeah, had Tank Jones on the field for that one, but also looked like he might have had a receiver go deep, but
I think he did, right along the far boundary.
And 2nd and 10.
That might be Boatler.
They fake it to Frazier and give it to Sellers, and the freshman will get about 5 before the ball came loose at the end of that play. And Gulf Shores says they have it, and so do the officials. Down to Jock Prince at the bottom of the pile. Landon Everett was there on the tackle. And the ball comes loose, and so turnover for each side here. Yeah. Let's watch.
I think this is legit. I think it's out before he's down. He's getting spun around, and that ball is getting loose.
And
yeah, getting loose on the way down.
So each team with a turnover here in the third quarter. Yeah, I think whoever ends up losing this game is going to be one of those, like, dang it, just one less error. But now Harris back out. Price Stevens on the left side, across the 40 and ridden down there by Ladner.
Yeah, he doesn't just block punts. He's a mighty linebacker, makes plays.
But didn't we talk about like this? That young man is going to remember this night the rest of his life.
You think?
Blocking 2 punts in one game. Not many.
But this is the way Bo Ladner plays. Yeah. So, only 5'10", 184. He doesn't care.
2nd and 5. Give to Stevens again on the outside. He turns the corner, and he's got the first down.
Wow.
He's inside the 20, inside the Coca-Cola red zone, and a Roof Doctor's first down.
Yeah, they pull the the right side to the left, and he gets enough blocking. He doesn't need much. And good hard run by Stevens.
Yeah, he and Wiggum collide over there.
Wiggum's had a couple of collisions tonight.
So in the Coca-Cola red zone are the Dolphins, trailing by 3. Hampton comes set. Inside. Give and down to about the 14.
I was watching Hampton closely, Jim, because you take someone like an H-back tight end and you bring him closer to the line of scrimmage. You're either blocking for real or what? You're leaking out. You're faking a block or feigning a block, and suddenly you're wide open.
Maybe a little chip on Tank Jones on the way through to slow him down for a second.
Yep.
So pickup of 4 by Ferguson. 2nd and 6 as we approach 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Harris back to Ferguson, and flag comes in right where you would think maybe a hold has taken place.
Gosh.
It's going to bring up 3rd and short. Not been a lot of penalties in this game.
This be a big one.
Gary Beasley, our referee.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
2nd and 16.
Correct.
Coming up, yeah, we haven't seen the teams back deep behind the sticks because of penalties often here tonight.
No, now you wonder. They've run it pretty well here. Do they have to change their offensive approach here? Or do they just keep pounding the rock and hoping they can get half of it back here?
Ferguson on the right side, wrapped up, and trying to strip that one out of there was Luke Terry as well, as he wanted to try to get the ball back. And another flag at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Luke Terry's another one. 5'7", 174, sophomore. But he is a football player.
Face mask against Gulf Shores.
Wow.
Personal foul, 15-yard variety. And wow, this is going to be like 2nd and 31-ish. Yeah.
Now you think about Davis again. Wide receiver who can really fly, get behind the defense.
Just as we give the announcer's curse of not a lot of flags, right?
Yep.
Back-to-back 25 yards. Harris has some time now. He does it as Jones comes in and strips it free. And Harris did a great job to fall back on that football. I thought Harris had it at the bottom of the pile. And St. Paul's, they're going to say I thought, watch this.
He's going to see Jones in his eggs in the morning, isn't he?
Oh, I thought. Yeah, he had it. So now you lose all the way back to the 50.
Unbelievable. Great.
49. So it is 3rd and 40. You're at the 49. You got to get to the 9.
They just can't block Jones.
Harris looking to maybe set up a little screen. They come back, able to get this one off Elijah Monroe, and he lost the football. He's already down on the play.
I don't even know if he caught it. Yeah, they do. They give him the catch.
Yeah, he had the catch. Wow.
Well, that didn't go well.
Yeah, they had it at the 19. On first down at the 19 in the red zone, and they're going to punt it from back at their own 40. And we've mentioned the punting problems here tonight.
Yes.
2 have been blocked.
Right. It's not the problem with the punt. It's the problem with getting it off.
Logan Baldwin back deep, and he's going to fair catch, and he'll fair catch it at the 6. So St. Paul's be pinned back deep again, but their defense rises to the occasion. And just making sure we didn't see a flag there. So 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd. 20-17. Good one here in Mobile between the Dolphins and the Saints.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
Up in Jackson, where Dan and I open the season tonight, number 1 and number 2, battling Jackson and St. Michael. And St. Michael up 28-19 at the half. Jackson averaging 12.2 yards a play, 23 plays, 280 yards in the first half, and are trailing 28-19.
Wow.
E.J. Crowell, 16 carries, 144 yards.
Yeah, we missed him our time up there because he was suspended.
Sellers, not much. No gain on that.
Rush game, 19 rushes, now 20 rushes for 75 yards for the Saints. Nothing really to write home about, but not awful. Gulf Shores has only run it for 46 yards to this point.
Oh, now flag. Oh, so I think it's used to be a sideline warning here against St. Paul's. So, hey, friend Ben Thomas watching the game. Ben does a great job of harnessing all the scores from the state and all the stories and everything else for AL.com. Ben Thomas, the reason I subscribe to AL.com. The only reason. That's him. Ben Thomas.
He's great at what he does.
Yeah, and loves high school football.
He
and
does.
loves sharing great stories about coaches and players. And so he doesn't go out to games very often anymore because he's harvesting all the information for all the scores across the state and they're covered. So Ben watching tonight and sending a text to us here in the box saying he's tuned in. So we appreciate that. We'll just assume he watches every Friday, but tonight we just got the text to let us know. So 2nd and 10 here for the Saints in what's been a quick-moving third quarter. Bit of a high snap, and Frazier, nothing again. Guess who? Number 20, Landon Everett. I mean, he's got to be the all-time tackles leader in the history of Gulf Shores High School, right? I mean, he has to be. He's been starting for 3 years.
I mean, the numbers are crazy. Maybe it's a lot of assists in there with those 17 tackles a game.
So, again, the Army commit went up there and was just talking about how much of a great experience he had at West Point.
I'd love to spend some time with that kid.
Yeah, and he just look. It's like, yeah, you could totally fits, right?
Yep.
Just seemed like totally what he does. And he's in a tackle there. Was the first one to put the hit.
Yeah, again, and you talk about, Jim, a commitment. Okay, you can be a commitment like Tank is for Oregon. He's going to be out there at Nike living the life, Nike land living the life, and this kid's he's dedicating his life to the United States of America.
Yep. So 4th down coming up here. They will not, once they start the play clock, they will not have to. They're not even going to reset the play clock. They're just going to let the clock run down here, and it'll bring us to the 4th. So just a field goal in that third quarter as St. Paul's able to take advantage of the early Gulf Shores fumble. And St. Paul's will be punting to the Dolphins to open things up in quarter number 4 when we come back here on Old Shell Road on Friday Night Rivals. Yeah, it was the game of the week for a reason coming into this one, right?
Yeah.
That's what we thought it would be here anyway.
We had it all figured out, didn't we?
Yeah.
So 20-17 going into the fourth, team's pretty even.
Yeah, exactly what we thought. Evenly matched teams, big plays, few costly turnovers. We'll see who comes out on top of this one. Somebody's going to get the big advantage in Region 1 play. And the punt, Parker Davis gets off a good one.
My goodness.
Over the head of Elijah Monroe all the way back to the 31-yard line. And Monroe stays on his feet. More special teams, gets it up to midfield. Still, he'll net 38 on the punt, but it could have been a lot more than that if Monroe doesn't do a great job to.
Well, I mean, a lot of superlatives on that play. The punt.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Malone, not Monroe, Malone.
That punt went a long way, well over the head of Malone. And he's able to pick it up and maybe go, I don't know, 15 yards? Or...
Yeah, at least. Yeah, he was back closer to 20. He was back around the 30.
What are we going to get here in the fourth quarter, Jim? How's this thing going to settle in?
You know, we get a flag. I don't think that's what we.
Oh, timeout. So Gulf Shores gets it at midfield, and I don't, coming out of the quarter, it had to be some sort of a formation problem.
Yeah, we'll take a timeout here. Boy, you hate to use that timeout early, but 20-17 early in the fourth on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939. ArcelorMittal Calvert. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. And the United States Coast Guard. Protect, defend, save. Online at GoCoastGuard.com.
Just underway in the fourth. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan here on Old Shell Road, E.E. Delaney Stadium. And Gulf Shores, after taking that timeout, on first down, give to Ferguson, spins at midfield and tries to spin back, and Will Abrams is there, and all that, he's going to get about a yard. Hey, so I don't know if this viewer wants me to give him up. Well, all right, I'll say it's Willis Wilcox. Big viewer, always watches. But how cool. He's watching the game at the Floribama, and he's inside, and the game is on the TV at the Floribama.
I love that.
So how about that?
Yeah, I mean, church rec centers, the Floribama, we'll take them where we get them.
2nd and 9. A lot of Gulf Shores fans down that way, now scrambling. Marston with pressure, rolling out, going across his body, and that one is picked at the 41-yard line, hung up there. And Will Abrams, we said the football just finds that young man, and he does it again. Abrams kind of playing that nickel position, hangs back there in the middle of the field, just watching Harris the whole time. In the second turnover here in the second half.
Cardinal rule about throwing against the grain, against your body, going right, throwing it back to the left.
Tank Jones bearing down on you.
Exactly. So you're running out of options, but the one option is to try not to do that.
So second turnover here in the second half.
They've really shot themselves in the foot.
Inside give, and Sellers up near midfield.
Tell you what, if I paid a ticket for this game, I'm feeling good.
You got a good value.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm feeling good. I talked to a lot of people on the way back up after halftime who had done just that, and they were really enjoying this game.
8 on first down for the freshman. Oh, now trouble on the exchange, and Fincher has to fall on it back at the 45. So now you're going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Not sure exactly what happened there. It looked like it was a counter play, and they were running it. Watch this. Yeah, they're coming back. Okay, that was not even. That was the freshman. I thought it would probably was designed. It seemed to be the back behind him.
Yeah, Frazier was back there.
Yeah, there's a mix-up. Frazier was probably the one that was supposed to get the ball, and that's why the freshman Sellers wasn't ready for it. That'd be my guess.
3rd and 7. Fincher pressure from behind. Now he's going to be hit as that one is. Sermon is there and got to him right as he was releasing that one. And
yeah, the fouled up second down play really cost them all over again.
Yeah, boy, you had 3rd and short, or you had 2nd and short, and had the So now you have to go 3 and out after you take the ball away right around midfield.
Get nothing out of it.
And it might just be who has the ball last wins this game.
Yeah.
That might be what it comes down to.
Only 3 points in the 3rd quarter.
Davis. It's a high punt to the far sidelines. Checks up around the 30. And now see the junior quarterback Harris come out and see if he can shake off that frustrating INT on the last possession.
Yes, indeed. Friday Night Rivals Smile Cam is sponsored by McMurphy Orthodontics. We'll make you want to smile. Defense back on the field for the Saints.
Down to 9:38 left here in the 3rd. Oh, sorry, in the 4th. Harris, little quarterback draw, flag. Another one comes in, so Harris would have picked up the first down, but they were emphatic that that was a hold.
Yeah.
Opened up the hole on the right side.
There you go, another highly challenged drive, holding play on the first play of the drive, and you're going to start out 1st and 20, I suppose.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 1st down.
1st and 20. You know, I'm just if I were playing against Tank Jones, I would just tell the referee, I'm going to hold him on every play. I'm just telling you right now, I'm going to do it. If you think you can throw the flag on every play?
Well, I would say, look, I'm going to hold him on every play and watch closely because it's not going to work.
So 1st and 20. Harris banging free Stevens. Now Stevens cuts it up across the 30, the 40, and he's out across midfield, still on his feet, up the near sidelines, inside the 20, all the way down to the 16-yard line.
Wow. If you were going to say there's going to be a big play that's going to change this drive, it would not have been a long, swift run. Like this guy, he should look at the balance, but then look at the speed.
64 yards.
He's moving.
For Bryce Stevens, and tight walks it up the near sideline.
He hurts his arm at the very end. He asks to come out of the game. I think it's his right arm where the ball is. Oof.
Left arm, yeah. Oof. But wow, big play. Stevens, we talked about him, linebacker who comes over and can give him a spark on offense, and he certainly did just that. And
he's in pain over there.
Yeah, ball was on the far, hopefully it's just a stinger. Just sometimes get ball was on the far hash, and they haven't even moved the chains. I don't know where their chain gang's still all the way down at the other end.
I wouldn't kick him off my team.
Stevens, no, he's...
We got a lot of those guys in this game.
Brown, Harvard.
Wow. Gee.
Good.
They'll be happy to have him. You want to get 7 here.
Coca-Cola red zone, but now you're going to be backed up to be right on the edge of it.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I don't know what the infraction was. I missed that.
Pre-snap, so
yeah.
Back to the 20.
First and 15. I think it's. I've got a thought here, play-wise. We'll see. I'll let first down go by.
Davis to the bottom of the screen. Harris wanted to look that way. Instead, he'll keep it. Takes a big lick and spins down to about the 14.
How about a little extension of the run game, as they always say, a little quick screen? We haven't seen Davis used in that way. We've watched him downfield. We really haven't seen him in the middle of the game, either, middle of the pattern.
Hadn't seen a lot of screen game from either team here tonight.
No, we have not. I'm just trying to think what might work down here.
Yep.
You got Davis on the short side of the field.
Got Hampton in the slot, his 6'2" frame.
You've got a few options
here in the Coca-Cola red zone, and now Hampton will go in motion. Harris gives it off to Ferguson right up the middle, and Ferguson is in for the Dolphin touchdown.
You got that too.
Big hole for Janoy Ferguson. And Gulf Shores regains the lead with a touchdown with 5.5 gone by here in the fourth.
They just ran it right at him. And St. Paul's has been tough tonight, but not on that play.
That's another ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. So Barkley to try to make it a 4-point game here. Oh, and it's no good.
Wow.
Big play there to keep this just a 3-point game. But Ferguson, his first rushing touchdown of the season, got a hole on the right side and then ran by all the Saints into the end zone. And back and forth we go. And the Dolphins now on top with 7:22 left. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Mark Hudspeth, head coach of Gulf Shores, just saw his team take a 23-20 lead. But boy, special teams, 2 block punts and a missed extra point. But they're up 23-20. And it has been.
You wonder how.
Yeah.
Right now, Hudspeth going to be employing this defense to get a stop. Certainly keep St. Paul's out of field goal range. They've got a very capable kicker. We've seen that tonight. So the mission is clear. You're up 3. You can't give them anything.
E.J. Crowell with another touchdown for Jackson. It's now 28-26. St. Mike leads Jackson as Stevens will take this one out of bounds. Oh, great game up there in Jackson. Can you imagine that atmosphere? 1 and 2 up there going at it right now.
Man, that'd be something. Yeah, we loved it tonight. We were up there for the opener against Saraland, but that was 2 big names. We were missing Crowell, the running back, and also there was no region implications.
3 plays, 70 yards, 216 on the touchdown scoring drive for Gulf Shores. And now St. Paul's with it back. Hit as he throws, and that one incomplete as Fincher got hit as he let that one go, and Duncan and Helton got there. Fincher taking some licks here tonight in the pocket.
He has. Again, sophomore quarterback, freshman running back. It's a young team.
As we said, 3 sophomores and a freshman on the offensive line. 2nd and 10. They fake to Frazier. Fincher sidearms that one and incomplete, trying to get it to Sellers, and coverage was draped all over him.
Yeah, there was nothing there.
Duncan, returning starter there, and now 3rd and 10 coming up. Neither of these teams have had like sustained clock-eating drives.
No, big plays. But with the last one we saw was Price Stevens with that great run down the sideline.
Yep. Fincher with a blitz coming. He's hit and throws that one over his intended receiver over here as Malone was in coverage. He was trying to get it to Parker Davis, the freshman, and a quick 3 and out for the Saints.
Less than a minute.
Yeah.
So again,
about 20 seconds actually.
We talked about Gulf Shores kicking off, and the mission was clear, and they were bringing pressure. That's what they were doing to Fincher. They're not letting it get settled in the pocket.
Helton there on that one, and Davis to punt, and Malone. This one out of bounds. Not as good a kick this time from Davis.
We've seen some really good ones. Right now, again, the mission being what? You're 7 minutes or a little bit less to go in the game. You've got the lead. Hey, you probably want to run some clock if you can.
Coming up at the end of tonight's game, we'll be highlighting one of tonight's biggest stop, or maybe 2, for school bus stop of the game. And of course, want to remind you to always stop for a school bus with the stop arm is out and the red light is flashing. 23-20. Gulf Shores with the lead, and now they give it back off of Davis on a reverse, and Davis trying to get out around Harris with a block, and he's going to get 2 after all of that. A lot of east and west and not a lot of north and south.
After all of that, you're right, but he's got the speed, and if you do get a block, that's what they're thinking, but nothing there. So is Gulf Shores up to it to be able to run the ball here? They've got 22 rushes, 132 yards on the evening. Not bad. A lot of that came with the big run by Price Stevens.
Work the play clock down inside 10. Give it off to Ferguson, and Ferguson up the middle, and he's got it, and Ferguson out across the 40, still on his feet, spins at the sideline, still going, and Ferguson
I swear by the end of this run I was dizzy. Ferguson, he's really found something in the middle, but he's not giving up. And another huge gain on the ground.
Yeah. Ferguson picks up 38 on that one.
Yeah, that was another huge gain out of their own territory, well into Saints territory.
Ferguson hit immediately that time. St. Paul's all 3 of their timeouts. Gulf Shores being a little more methodical here, happy to run the play clock.
Yeah, they're aware of that clock. This is a college coaching staff, basically.
Wanted to keep this one is Harris, and he gets just out of the big reach of Tank Jones.
Can you run anything in the area of Tank Jones thinking it's got a real chance?
Yeah, not much.
So
third and 10 coming up here.
Misdirection there. Ferguson came bounding back into the backfield on first down. So they said, let's fake it and let the quarterback try to get to the edge. But it worked not so well.
Yeah, now you're short side of the field to Tank Jones' side over there as well. So now there's not a lot of space to that side. And they'll go in the inside, and guess who brings down Ferguson? Jones with some help from Ross Delaney, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And now, boy, you think about it. So got a field goal attempt coming up here, but that missed extra point, you get a field goal here, is going to put you up by 6.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, Tank is he's a sight out there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, and he makes plays.
It's starting since a freshman.
Yeah, it's not like he's just big and takes up space and runs around real well.
So St. Paul's takes the timeout here to stop the clock before the field goal attempt. If you're Mark Hudspeth over there, are you thinking at all? Are you thinking at all? Do we gonna kick this again? We'll find out after the timeout.
By the way, closed captioning for tonight's game, exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future. What's the future of this game? Well, here come the Dolphins.
Yeah, well, if you had a crystal ball, you still couldn't have seen what was coming here tonight,
No,
I don't think.
A little hazy. Long kick, Jim. Long kick, isn't it?
Yeah, this will be a 34-yard attempt for Barkley, who had 2 punts blocked here tonight. And it's no good.
Whoa. I'd like to see the well, I don't want to demand
Kick it
anything
into
from the truck.
Stiff wind there as well.
I mean, he got it long enough. That wasn't the question. I thought it sailed through. Let's watch.
Tough angle, camera angle to tail here. Yeah, everybody,
wow.
All the Saints players, and that's from where our camera is off to the side. That's a tough angle for us to see.
Yeah.
And our angle here, looking here, was not a lot easier. We're like, we're just going to wait till somebody gives us a direction here. So Saints defense comes up with a hold there. Inside give, and this is Sellers, and freshman has got this one. We'll look here, and
I guess. Well, he
just
the official was right under there. He was right where he needed to be, obviously.
Yep. Gain of 9 for Sellers, and they go back to him, and he's going to pick up a hard-fought few more, but he's going to have the first down before Jackson Sermon pulls him down. Down to 3:30 to go here.
Gulf Shore's defense is going to have to dig in, Jim. Some of these kids are hurting a little bit.
Trying to see if we can see Stevens back out there. I have not seen 9 come back out there. Near side, and boy, does Malone come up with that? The officials, Malone's saying, hey, I caught that. Elijah Malone is saying, I caught that. And the officials didn't have a great look at it. Like, Elijah Malone is like saying, I just intercepted that ball. Hamp Stevens saying, Hamp Barnett saying no.
He very well may have.
But instead, the Saints get it, and now wide open down the field, able to get that one complete. Butler has got it to the 18-yard line. .48 yards and into the Dr. Pepper red zone.
How did Butler get so open?
They got up. Ham Barnett got him up on the ball quickly to get it after Gulf Shores was a little rattled, thinking that they had come up with that interception, and rolling out. Fincher with his best throw of the night. And now the Saints, with 2 minutes approaching left on the clock here, are deep in Dolphin territory. Fincher rolls out. He's going to pull it down, and now he gets wrestled down and pushed out of bounds. The clock will keep rolling. He says 15. So take a look at the intercept. Was it an interception? It's tough to see here because.
Well, as that ball approached him, he had the angle changed. It was like he had the better chance at the ball.
All right, now they give it off to Tank Jones, and Jones down to the 6. So Jones, 4 rushing touchdowns on the season, 4 receiving, 1 of those tonight. Oh, and he's thrown 1 here this season as well. And this is a weapon few have.
Though they may not get that cute with him throwing 1, but certainly him being part of it right now. He won the St. Paul's game, I believe, in overtime.
UMS.
The St. Paul's UMS game, right.
So they just put him right at Wildcat.
Stop us.
Jones right up the middle. And Arnett was stopping. The ball came out. That ball came out. Saints are saying that he was down. Gulf Shores says, hey, we got the ball again on this drive. Well, Gulf Shores cannot believe that St. Paul's is going to keep it. Now we're down to 45 seconds here. Second and goal. Jones on the right side, drops the shoulder, and he's in for the touchdown. 31 seconds left on the clock. ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com, and Tank Jones with the touchdown. I mean, there's no surprise what what they're going to do when he got that much size and strength and who can move that well.
And he was very determined, and now it comes down to this.
Big extra point to make it a 4-point game, and it's going to back him up 5. Boy, Gulf Shores there.
Well, snake bitten with the calls down the stretch.
Twice on the same drop, and I'm not saying either one was a for sure turnover. We didn't have a great look.
I thought the interception,
and usually the player will tell how their body language responds is a lot of times how you can.
I mean, by the time the ball got there, he had the better angle.
So they'll back him up 5. So this will be a 25-yard PAT attempt. And now it's a 4-point game. So now Gulf Shores with half a minute left, they need a touchdown. They missed a PAT. So a 4-point game with 31 seconds left, and Elijah Malone just doing everything he can, but trying to go in and get the tackle, but there's just not a lot you can do. On that one, and now somebody say something about last team having the ball winning. Somebody, we'll see, right?
Yeah.
And Gulf Shores saved. They had 2 timeouts. Special teams have been a bit of a wild card, to say the least, here tonight. There's our one-of-a-kind Dr. Pepper player of the game. Tank Jones got the first touchdown in the last one, and he's been a menace defensively as well. And that's just also how you have to scheme coming into the game going up against him.
Yep.
You have to just a whole bunch of the playbook, like, no.
Offensively for sure, and then defensively, what are you going to do, right? They're able to move the ball, put it in a position, and then he put Tank at Wildcat, and off he goes.
Malone takes the kick, and he's still on his feet and up to about the 39-yard line. That burned off some time, so we're at about 23 seconds left, 22.9. So you got to get a touchdown here. So you're going to go with you try to get a couple of, you got timeouts, so you can get a couple of chunk plays and then try to get maybe a trick play, or Jay Koziel, the defensive coordinator, matching wits with Kenny Edenfield, the offensive coordinator from Gulf Shores. Harris comes underneath, able to get it off to Carter Davis, and Davis He's going to get the first down, so stop the clock with the chains there with 15. Let it run down to 14 seconds, all the way down to 13 seconds. Harris has an arm, but you don't have a lot of time left to take a lot of shots downfield.
No, I mean, those plays take time, Jim. So maybe one more where you get about 10.
Yeah, you can work the middle of the field. You got 2 timeouts, so maybe just one if they just burn their one more there. But you can throw something over the middle of the field for 20 yards, get a timeout, and then you got one play to throw it to the end zone.
It's got to be disheartening for Gulf Shores, especially those 2 fumbles, were they? Yep. Interception and maybe a fumble with Tank.
Right.
Now the fumble, there was a lot of pointing going on, but I didn't see any panic out of Jones. I didn't really see the ball on the ground. Did you?
I just saw him on the ground with no football. That was all.
Wow.
That was all I saw.
And this is a spunky bunch, so you could see him going to the ground and then ripping it out and trying to claim their ball. But
what does Gulf Shores have here? 13 seconds left. They need a touchdown. They missed an extra point here in the 4th, where they could have potentially had a field goal situation to tie. So, yeah, Carter Davis up top. Number 2, he's the weapon they like to look to. Harris will step up in the pocket, and there is Tank Jones to bring him down. And Gulf Shores gets a timeout quickly. Go flag on the far side. Let's see what this is. I think this is going to maybe go against the Saints. Maybe up a hand. I think they use the hands, maybe.
Could have hands to the face.
Yeah. So it'll give them some yardage here, but 6 seconds left. Personal foul. Yep, hands to the face. So 15. So now you're at the 35. So we've seen the arm.
Yeah.
Let's watch here.
You can get it there. Oh, that was Tank.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of shoulder pad.
Good
there.
Night.
So here we go. 6 seconds left. Harris drops back, rolls up in the pocket, heaves it up. That's going to be well short and knocked out of bounds. And no flags. And St. Paul's with a gutsy win here tonight. 27-23, the final score. Saints 5-1 on the year, 3-1 on the region. Gulf Shores falls down to 3-3 and 2-2 in the region. But exactly the kind of game we thought we would see here tonight. Close game right down to the wire, and it lived up to the billing. Saints get another victory here in the region. And now they got a big test next week as they'll go to Saraland. But they defend their home field again here, now 4-0 on the year. But more importantly, 3-1 in the region. And Judd Harris, the quarterback, dejected after that tough finish in the second half. But what a win here at home for the Saints, and Tank Jones doing it in front of his future college coach of the Oregon Ducks, Dan Lanning, and he stayed for the whole game. He watched it all the way down to the final horn, and certainly was impressed by what he saw out of #1 recruit in the state of Alabama. 4-year starter and great young man, great in the classroom. Just he's everything you want, and he was our player of the game here tonight and gets the victory. So we wait for Dan to get down to Ham Barnett, right, so we'll take a timeout and check in with Dan down on the field after this. Saints get the win 27-23 here on Friday Night Rivals.
Dan Brennan on the field here to St. Paul's with another victory. I don't think we could have imagined how this game was going to play out, but I did send you a text last night imagining this post game.
Yeah, with my family, and that's the most important thing. My wife and my kids, the way they support me is amazing, and it's my birthday, and so I asked the team at Chapel. I said, all I want for my birthday is a dub, and they did it for us tonight.
What a game! I don't know where to start, and the end of the game too. Interception, yes, no. Fumble, yes, no. You guys hang on, then it's all Tank.
Yeah, well, down there in the red zone, we were giving the ball to Tank, but I was super proud of our offense was struggling in the second half, and then have that big play to Jimbo Boltler right there, and then we put Tank in there to kind of finish it up, and then, you know, getting off the field right there on that Hail Mary was phenomenal.
It was amazing. How did Boltler get so open? Was that some sort of a trick play or what?
I think they just busted the covers like we busted a few tonight too. Okay. But I was super proud of them for continuing to fight because it felt like, you know, they had all the momentum right there.
I've got our friend from Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola, and she's got a presentation for you right now.
On behalf of Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper. And happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you so much.
All right, go team.
Go Saints!
All right, winning coach Ham Barnett on his birthday gets the victory here tonight. Told his team all he wanted was a victory. Well, he got that. And I bet he gets more than that, but he got his victory here tonight, and the Saints get the win. They improved to 5-1 on the year and 3-1 in the region. And Gulf Shore's tough loss here tonight as well. And our player of the game right there, Tank Jones. We talked about it all night. Dan Lenning, the head coach of the Oregon Ducks, here in attendance watching his future player here tonight in Mobile, and he was our one-of-a-kind player of the game and did a lot. Started with a touchdown in the first quarter, and 6'5", 254 pounds, your linebacker. Oh, yeah, we'll split him out at wide receiver as well. Then we'll put him at the Wildcat. He'll drop the shoulder. And then, oh, yeah, he's pretty good on defense, too, with sacks. And got after the quarterback as well. And our one-of-a-kind Dr. Pepper player of the game, Tank Jones from the St. Paul's Saints. And our school bus stop of the game, well, actually, you know, it was going to say it's two of them. We had two stops by the St. Paul's Saints, And let's take a look at tonight's school bus stop of the game.
Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Bo Ladner tonight has not one block kick. The first one, the block punt, Will Abrams takes it in for the touchdown, but then he did it again, so it's our school bus blocks
This is the school bus
of the
stop
game.
of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
So Ham Barnett, with the win, take Jones player of the game, and the Saints get the victory here tonight over Gulf Shores 27-23 at home on the coach's birthday, and they're now 5-1 on the year. So for Dan Brennan down on the field, our great Friday Night Rivals crew, too many to name. Hayden, our director, doing a great job tonight. Sam Day, Jared Keyhouse, the entire crew, thanks to all of them here. Great show tonight from St. Paul's as the Saints get the victory 27-23. I'm Jim Cox saying good night from Old Shell Road. Next week, it's Viger and Williamson here on Friday Night Rivals. Love working with you.